Yes, sir.
Hi Arun, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm absolutely fine. Can you tell us
Yes,
something about yourself?
yes, sir. Myself, Varun Kumar Nayak Nur, sir. I'm from Karnataka. I have 2+ years of experience in my previous company, sir, and I have worked on two different projects. My hobbies are playing cricket, and I have participated volleyball in state level, sir.
Mhm.
Uh, in my company, I was used to do the different types of testings like smoke testing, functional testing, integration testing, and system testing.
Okay,
And I was involved in writing the test cases by applying test case design techniques. This is all about me, sir.
great. Uh,
Thank-
Wonderful. So, in your resume, it is mentioned you have got hands-on experience in network throttling using Charles proxy. So, what is Charles
Yes,
proxy? Hmm?
Charles Proxy. It's a network throttling tool, sir.
Uh-huh.
We can throttle the network, and we can check the behavior of the application, sir.
What is network throttling?
Network throttling means we can limit the network for some particular bandwidth, and we can check the behavior of that mobile behavior of the application in in that bandwidth, how it behaves, like that we will check.
Okay, so basically
By
Charles proxy. So let's say if you get this question in an interview, so how you will explain? So Charles proxy is nothing but it is a web debugging tool, right? It will
Yes, sir.
monitor the network calls that you are mentioning, and it will also decrypt the web traffic. Okay,
Oh,
so
yes, sir.
it is an actually a network debugging tool that can help you to read the web traffic of Windows, Android, iOS devices, right? Whichever requests
Yes,
that are sent to the server and data that
yes.
is fetched from the server. So all those things you can read via this tool.
Sure, sure, sir.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
How will you install, like, how will you configure this Charles proxy on Windows machine?
Sir, like we will install directly from Chrome Store, any browser, sir.
Uh-huh.
For network throttling, there will be a proxy button, sir. When we
Hmm.
click on the proxy button, throttle settings, we will select the throttle settings, sir. That we will enable uh, this throttling. When we enable that page will open, we will select a particular bandwidth and we'll check the behavior of the application in that bandwidth, sir. Like how it behaves, how its speed will be,
Hmm.
like that we'll check, sir.
Right. Okay. Now let's say you got some particular application and you have
Yes,
to
sir.
test it in mobile. So can you tell me
Yes.
high level test scenarios, what all things you will test from end to end? Let's say positive test scenarios, then you can cover negative as well. How you will test some particular application or software in a mobile device?
Mobile device, sir. Like we'll do interruption testing, sir.
Okay.
We will
Interruption testing. That is, you will
interrupt.
kind of, try to see the server
Uh,
request and server response.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Interruption means we will while using the application, if any sudden interruption happens, we will check the behavior, how it behaves, like, sir, and we will check the orientation of the application in like landscape portrait mode, how the application behaves, and in different types of networks, how the application behaves, and for a different location, how the application behaves, and like that we will check the application, sir.
Which are the other scenarios that you will test?
Scenarios means you are
Test,
asking for
yeah, the test
you are
scenarios that
asking
I'm asking. Yeah, test scenarios
Yes.
in mobile. Yeah.
Okay. We will install the application, so first I'll verify whether application will open or not first, and I will check the basic functionalities like whether I can able to sign in the application or not, whether I can able to log into the application or not,
Hmm.
and mm, after checking the basic functionality, I will check thoroughly each and every components, sir. what are all the components comes, like in login page I will check the first name text field, username text field, password text field, login button, like that will check, sir.
How will you
Yes.
test the performance or how will you test the CPU usage on mobile device?
CPU usage, sir.
Hmm.
Mm, sir, I don't know. Actually, I'm
Okay.
not able to.
Okay. So actually what happens is there are various tools that are available in the market, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
can install
Yes.
applications like CPU monitor or CPU
Yes.
stats or CPU Z is also available. So those will record the historical information about the processes that are running on your device and what is the exact um, consumption that is done on your mobile with respect to the application that
Yes.
is under
Yes.
testing, right? So you can
Yes.
perform those kind of things. Okay.
Yes.
Now
Okay. Okay,
consider
sir.
yeah. Now consider a situation you are supposed to do sanity testing on some particular mobile application, right? So
Yes, sir.
what all
Yes, sir.
criteria you will take into consideration?
Sir, actually, I have not involved in sanity testing, sir,
Hmm.
but I have some knowledge on it. Sanity testing we will do on whenever we get whenever the software is stable, we will do the sanity testing, sir. Sanity testing, it's a subset of regression testing. Like whenever we get a new build, we will check the bug fixes or any new feature. We will check that uh, whether to confirm the software is stable or not, sir. Check this all know, sir, about sanity testing.
Okay. Now let's say even if you're not involved in sanity testing, right?
Yes, sir.
But
Yes.
you are into a testing team, right? So you would be doing a detailed kind of testing of your application, of your project, in your project, right?
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes.
software, any XYZ software. So in an
Yes.
interview, please don't mention like you are not involved in XYZ thing, you are not involved in these things, because being a tester,
Okay.
you should know all these things, like whether it is smoke testing, sanity testing, regression testing, performance, each and every testing you should know, and you should be able to implement, you should be able to apply in your jobs as well. In an interview,
Okay,
if
sir.
you get this question on sanity testing, right,
Yes, sir.
like what all things you will consider or
Yes, sir.
what all criteria you will consider, so you can tell simple test scenarios like installation and uninstallation of the software is properly working or
Mm.
not. Then you will
Yes, sir.
verify the the application it is running fine when the device is available in various networks like 2G, 3G, 4G or Wi-Fi, right?
Yes,
Then
sir.
functional testing scenarios you can cover. Compatibility testing you will see, right? Are you
Yes, sir.
able to attach the photo in the WhatsApp from the gallery or from documents, right?
Yes,
Then
sir.
are you
Yes, sir.
able to receive the calls while running the application? This is one of the interrupt testing scenario itself.
Yes, sir.
Then you will test the application's performance on various handsets, right? Then you will
Yes.
be performing negative testing as well by entering the invalid credentials, and you will be testing the behavior of the application, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you can tell the scenarios. And when you get such kind of questions like how will you perform sanity testing, how will you perform smoke testing of some XYZ application, so you have to uh, even if you have not worked, so you have to think from that aspect and then you have to
Mm.
answer as well, right? Because in an
Yes, sir.
interview, if you're having 2.5 years of experience and it's mentioned in your CV, right, that you have worked on mobile based applications testing, right? So you have to tell
Yes, sir.
all these things,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
So
Right.
so please be ready, these kind of
Mm.
questions will definitely come to you.
Yes, sir. Def-
Okay. Okay. Then it's mentioned in your CV that you have got experience in execution of ADB commands to fetch logs. So can you tell
Yes,
me
sir.
what exactly you are doing in this particular thing?
We are fetching the logs, sir. Like we are connecting the mobile to the ADB. We will check by passing the ADB commands. We will check whether we can able to install the application from to the mobile or not. Whether by giving ADB command, whether we are able to uninstall the application, either uh, we are checking the status of the battery, sir. Like that, we used this ADB, sir, in the application. I have done, but I am not able to.
Sorry, Arun, can you please
Yes,
increase the volume of your system? I'm not able to hear you.
yes, sir. I
Yeah,
increased.
Tell me
Yes.
what you were telling.
By passing the ADB commands, we will check the behavior of the application, sir. Like by passing ADB log, we will fetch the log cat, we will fetch the whatever the logs, and whatever the debugging, for the debugging of the device, we use the ADB command. And to check whether application install or not, we use the ADB commands like ADB install. We use ADB uninstall to check application uninstall or not. We used mm, I performed on uh, ADB server, like whatever the applications are running in mobile or not. We performed on this, sir. Testing on this.
Okay. So with respect to ADB, you are checking logs. What is logs actually? Why logs are important?
Logs are important to fetch the device in, like debugging, sir. For debugging, logs are important. How the application, how the mobile device is behaving, like.
Okay, this is good. So in an interview, if they are asking you about logs, you can tell, let's say, if you found out a defect, but developer
Yes,
is
sir.
not able to find the root cause at which particular line in the code is creating that particular issue or problem. So you
Yes,
can use logs, you can provide them logs, and then on the basis of logs, they will identify the root cause of the issue and then they will fix it, right? So this is how you can tell
yes,
in
sir.
an interview. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You are getting some call, seems.
No, sir. No, sir. I am noting it down, sir.
Yeah. So just note out these points. It is actually
Yes,
helping developers rather
yes, sir.
in finding the root cause of the issue.
Yes, sir.
What is emulator?
Emulator is used to uh, create a, uh, exactly, it will mimic the application, sir.
Hmm.
Uh, like virtual device, we used to create the virtual device, sir.
Okay, correct. Which are the real-time challenges that you will face while doing mobile testing?
Challenges means, hmm, no, sir, I'm not clear about this.
Sorry, Arun, you.
I'm not clear about this, sir.
Okay, no worries. So, so if this question is asked to you in a real-time interview, right? So you can tell about the various challenges. So one of the challenge that generally testers face while doing mobile testing is there are numerous test interfaces available, right? So in
Yes,
the
yes,
market, every day now these days, so frequently the versions are getting released, Android versions,
mm,
right? So what
yes,
happens is, like, it becomes difficult for a tester to make sure that the application to perform compatibility testing, right? So it
mm,
becomes difficult for them to make
sir,
sure that
yes,
the application has been tested on each and every software or each and every device, right? So
yes, sir,
yeah, so there are multiple things. Then in case of numerous test interfaces, so again, what happens is in mobile emulators and simulators, as we are
mm,
using them as for testing, right?
yes,
And
sir,
we are performing our regression testing using these devices, right?
yes,
Now,
yes,
it might also happen that some other new type of brand or some other type of model comes up in the market, right?
yes. It's
So
tedious.
it's tedious, and your emulator and those particular devices which you are using, those were outdated, right? So it becomes your repetitive effort. Then again you have to take out from all those analysis and do that which are the recent brands or tools available in the market, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that second thing is you will have to set up your mobile test lab, right? So mobile test lab in the sense you will need plenty of devices with a variety of combinations
Yes.
like permutations
Yes,
and
sir.
all kind of permutations, that okay, this particular handset is ready, this particular handset is ready. Let's say for Mac you need to test this, right?
Yes,
Sometimes
sir.
let's say
For
it
Mac.
depends on browser as well. For example, Safari browser we are supporting in Mac OS, but it's not supporting in the Windows or Android, so accordingly you will have to do those testing,
Yes. Yes, sir.
right?
Yes. I
So
get.
so it depends on all these tools. You can tell all these conditions, and then there are various permutations and combinations, right? Then
Yes, sir.
there is also device fragmentation and various OS platforms. So as you can see, in, if you can consider the device fragmentation aspect, right? On some particular device, if some image is there, that would be looking good. On some other device, it would be
Yes,
looking
sir.
bit abrupt, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you will have to take the decisions, and you will have to communicate to the client as well as to your leads or managers that this is how the the matrix is getting complicated day by day, right? The
Yes, sir.
images are
Yes.
not getting loaded, and there is some abruption that you are finding out because of the testing that you have done, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is also one of the challenge that generally the testers face, right?
Yes, sir.
So
I
this you
got it.
can tell, right? So this is fine. Okay. Can you tell on which all devices you have worked till now, or on which all devices you have tested so far the mobile applications?
Sir, I worked on Android devices only.
Mm-hmm.
I have not experience on iOS and Windows. I worked on virtual devices, sir.
Okay, you have worked on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, which are the various test scenarios that you will consider while testing a mobile application through black box testing?
Like we will do first smoke testing.
Hmm.
Like we will check the basic functionalities are working or not. In smoke testing, we will check that basic functionalities are working or not. In we will do compatibility testing, like this application is working in different OS, different browsers. We will check that,
Hmm.
and we will check the user interface, like usability, user friendliness of the application, like how it looks in one platform and how its behavior in other platform. We will check that, and we will do data. We will check the data transfer between the dependent models, and we'll check the end to end, like system testing. We will do, sir. This is I know as well. And
So,
is
can
there
you?
any extra points, sir? Is
Um,
there any extra?
I think you covered. Then you can also test if you are trying to change the port and IP address. Then you can make sure that device is
Yes.
getting connected and disconnected properly. You can make calls. You can send messages to other devices. You can test whether those functionalities are working fine. Right?
Yes.
You can
Yes, sir.
also test your application on multiple devices. On then multiple mobile browsers are there like Chrome, Firefox,
Yes, sir.
Opera, Dolphin, etc. So all these things you can
Yes,
test.
sir. Yes, sir.
In these also you can add. Okay, now what is sprint planning and what is retrospective meeting? So in this resume, you have mentioned you have participated in the sprint planning and
Yes,
retrospective
sir.
meeting. So what is sprint planning? What is retrospective meeting?
Sprint planning meeting, it is conducted on first day of every sprint, sir.
Hmm.
Here, the Scrum Masters, developers, test engineers are involved. In
Hmm.
this meeting, the BA will explain like how each and every features work, the
Correct.
functionality of the application, and
Correct.
based on that, based on the customer business, will prioritize the sprints, and the Scrum Master will assign the sprints to the developers and test engineers to develop and test, sir. Like that we will do in sprint planning meeting.
Any specific defect that you have found out while doing mobile testing for which you got awarded or you got some recognition in your company, in your organization?
Mm. No, sir, no such
Mhm.
scenario.
So, when this question is being asked in an interview, so try to give some answer to this question, right? Even if you would
Yes,
not have got recognition, you would not have got awarded, so you can simply tell a good critical high severity defect
yes,
which is impacting the business in one or the other way, right? And then you can tell,
yes,
okay, I got some appreciation email for that. Okay,
yes.
because
Like while doing interruption testing, while doing orientation testing, like we have to tell the defects, sir.
right. So you can tell defect of any type, but make sure that the severity should be high. Sorry, the
Like
priority
blocker
should
or
be high.
critical.
Yeah, blocker or critical kind of
Mm.
defect, which is actually impacting the business, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
any such kind of example you can give when this question is asked in an interview. And definitely
Yes,
you should never tell that such things did not happen. Such things, even if would not have happened, try to give some practical answer. Think from
yes,
that hypothetical point
yes,
of view that if you would have found this kind of defect, then you would have
yes,
got some kind of appreciation, right?
yes, definitely.
Okay. Okay, Arun, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Sir, I need a feedback from you, sir.
Okay. So the very first feedback that I'll give it to you is you need to be confident, right?
Mm.
You are knowing the answers of the question. It's not like some fake experience has been put on the CV. You are knowing
Yes,
the
sir.
answers. You have the knowledge. You of the mobile testing. You have done the testing in a real time scenario as well, and practically as well.
Yes,
Now
yes, sir.
somehow the confidence is not coming. You should be confident. Yes, you have done XYZ kind of testing, so you need to tell in an interview. Try to speak
Mm.
more in an interview. That's how you can do marketing of yourself. And when I'm telling try to speak more, that means you need to give answers to the questions. You are giving the answers, but still, it was not 100%, I feel, right? Somewhere around you need to think from all the scenarios and try to give in an interview. Like any question is asked. So let's say the question that I asked, how you will test a particular mobile based application. So first you can start from mobile
Mm.
testing. I gave you a hint of negative testing as well. So you should not
Yes, sir.
stop at that time. You should try to speak up to 4 5 minutes in an interview for this particular question, because this is like a
Yes,
bonus point for you, right?
yes,
He's,
sir.
he or she, the interviewer is asking you the same thing that you are doing every day, 9 to 5,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
So
sir.
try to consolidate each and everything and try to answer in those questions, right? The more answer you will give, the more uh, interviewer will be happy that yes,
Yes,
he is speaking, that means he is really knowing something, right?
yes,
Second thing is
yes.
confidence. You will have to increase the confidence level. Your voice is at the time of giving answer, it is going like up and down, up and down. So
Mm.
so the interviewer, like I have to be
Yes, sir.
very attentive to make sure that I am able to hear each and every word of yours. So I was doing a
Yes, sir.
dual thing. I was looking at your CV. I was trying to, make sure that each and everything I'm able to hear.
Yes,
So somewhere, if I'm,
yes,
getting disturbed, like somewhere if I'm getting my focus is getting diverted, so that means somewhere you need to be vocal, right? If
okay, sir.
person is looking at your CV and then he's also listening to you, so make sure that he listens to you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So be confident, keep some
Yes,
smiling
sir.
face, don't be nervous, right? This is in
This is
any.
my first mark, sir. That's why.
Yeah. So any company where you go, right? Even if you are getting interviewed, so don't worry about getting rejected or getting selected. Try to
Yes,
give the best 100% at the time of interview, because
okay, sir.
they always tell present is you will have to enjoy your present. It's a present, it's a
Okay,
gift, so enjoy it. Then it depends, then it's a second stage whether you get selected, you get rejected. But now when you are getting interviewed, so try to give your 200% in an interview. Even if
okay,
you
sir.
have not got into those kind of situations, like you have not got any reward or recognition, try to see from that perspective. Okay, no, I got this scenario, I got this defect. The
Mm.
They did not give me award or any kind of recognition, but on Friday in the evening, the whole team gave me a kind of claps or something kind of appreciation you got. So this is how you can tell.
Yes.
You will have to do marketing of yourself in an interview, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, Arun,
Yes, sir.
I'm done with the interview, and all the best for your career. Please do share
Okay.
interview questions
Okay,
with
sir.
us, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
we can create
Yes, sir.
videos on them.
Definitely.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, your channel is helping lots, sir.
Yeah,
Helping lots for cracking interviews, sir. Thank you for taking marks, sir.
yeah. Thank you to you too. Like
Thank
you
you.
have
Thank
approached
you, sir.
us, and then we connected virtually. So thank you,
Yes.
Arun. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, sir.